Banky special.
Yeah.
Pure deliciousness.
Pure deliciousness, man. My name is Banky, man. Everybody calls me Banky. That's the name that I got from my grandmother when I was young. I'm coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, you know, and I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts. Shout out to everybody out there on Team Banky Pound, man. I appreciate the love. I appreciate the support. We're on the road to 100K, man. 100K. We almost there. We right there. We can feel it. We can touch it. We can grab it. Let's go, TBP. Like, comment, share, and subscribe, man. Share these videos with everybody you know. We want to spread this positive energy everywhere we go. We want it to be spread all over this world, man. I appreciate y'all, man. Let's keep it rolling. I'd like to take this time, man, to give a big shout out, man, to the great comedian Michael Kaya. Man, I've watched this dude his whole career. I've always felt like he was one of the funniest comedians out there. You know, I admire him, you know, from what he came from, his story. He got it out the mud. He did it his way. He's just an inspiration. And I was blessed enough to be on his platform this morning. Y'all go check it out on YouTube, Michael Kaya Morning Show. He does a show every morning, man, on YouTube, and he's a great dude. And I feel humbled and honored to have been a part of his show. I can write that up off my bucket list. So y'all go check him out. Y'all go support him. Y'all spam his channel with TBP, TBP, TBP. He was asking me during the interview. People was in there with TBP. All of y'all that came, that watched and supported, salute. He said, TBP keep coming up in here. Who is that? I told him that's Team Banky Pound, baby. So y'all, man, I appreciate the love. Y'all go support him. Good brother. Y'all might know him from movies like House Party and TV shows like Blackish, or it's just his stand-up show, man. But he's a great dude, and I appreciate the love. With that being said, man, let's get to this topic of the day. Sports, 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 man. Hey, look, sports in prison is outrageous. Outrageous, I tell you. I cannot count how many people I've seen get hurt over sports. I cannot count how many people I've seen had to take the, a trip to the hospital. You know, dudes have lost limbs, dudes have lost teeth, dudes have got their heads split open, all over sports, man. All over sports. People love sports in prison times 10 because it's like an outlet. It's what we have. It's like one of the only things we have for enjoyment and entertainment. So you get dudes that get so caught up in there, man, that they think that these are actually their teams. They think that they actually are owner. They think that these dudes that play for the team, they actually know them. That's their kin folks. Man, you got dudes in prison that will hurt you over talking about one of their favorite players quicker than they would for talking about their brother or their mother. That's how serious sports is in prison. Real talk. That's how serious it is. I've seen dudes talk about players and make dudes so mad and agitated that the dude pick the Bethlehem up and go at him. And I'm talking about, he mean business. Yeah, he mean real business. And you know, it's big business in there as well because you have the parlays, you have the tickets, you have the overs and the unders, you have, you know, the lottery board. I mean, everything, man. It's just people use sports in there as a tool to survive. They use it as a hustle. You know, the people that do the gambling with it, you know, you got dudes that just bet on games. You got dudes that play the parlays. You got dudes that play the quarter boards, you know, where you pick what the score gonna be at each quarter. I mean, it's big business. It is big business in there, and it's a great hustle. It's a great hustle, but with that hustle comes a lot of danger, a lot of violence, because you always gonna have dudes that's gonna have a problem with losing. You always gonna have a dudes that have a problem with, you know, getting the bet straight, getting the tickets straight. So it's just a ball of confusion. But it's everyday life in prison. And it goes on, I'm assuming, on every prison in the world. Because like I say, the resources and the things that we have to do is so limited that's a big part of doing time, you know. And you got dudes that sit in there, man, and they study them sports, man, and they probably know more than the bookies. You know, they probably know more than Vegas. I'm talking about they analyze it, overanalyze it, psychoanalyze it, and study this stuff day in and day out. And a lot of dudes got it down to a science. And as I've told y'all in many videos before, mostly on every compound you go on, whoever is the parlay man, if he not the richest dude on the camp, he gonna be close to it. Because he's taking in money all day long, all season for all sports. They have parlays going on for basketball, football, baseball, hockey, tennis, race car driving, golf, swimming, the Olympics, you name it, they betting and gambling on it in prison. And they fighting over it, and they stabbing over it, and they rumbling over it, and they beefing over it. That's just the lay of the land in prison. That's how it's going. And the parlay is, like I say, is so much of, it's like the lottery. You could put in $1 and win 10. You put in 20, $20, you win 200. So the odds are great, but the chances of you winning is slim to none. I did a lot of gambling in prison. I never got into the parlays because I always felt like it was geared towards whoever was running the parlay. And that is the case to me. But you cannot tell dudes that in prison because you have hundreds of dudes who play the parlays every day. That's their come up. That's their go-to. I'm gonna put this down and I'm gonna win this. I'm gonna put that down and I'm gonna win that. So the parlay man is taking in money all day long. He may take in 200-300 tickets a day. You know what I'm saying? 200-300 tickets a day, and he may only have 8, 5, 6, sometimes no winners. So he's taking in money all day, but in turn, he's going to have to be able to secure that money and pay that money when someone do win. You have some dudes that put big bets down. They may put $100 down. They put $100 down, they looking to get 1,000. And if they hit, they want that money, and they want that money ASAP. You know what I'm saying? So it's just crazy in there with the games and the gambling, and that's something that prison cannot stop. You know what I'm saying? They're going to be gambling in prison no matter what the rules, no matter what the regulations. They're going to be gambling because people are going to find a way to do it. They're going to find a way to do it. They're going to find a way to cure that boredom. And gambling is one of the number one things in there that they find that will cure that boredom, that will give them some excitement, to give them some adrenaline, to give them something to look forward to. So that's what they get into. And that's not even to mention the dudes that just watch it for sports, watch it because they love it, watch it because they want to see their team win, watch it because they want to be bragging when their teams win. And then when there's a winner, there's always a loser. So the bragging will agitate the loser, and the loser will get agitated and start saying something to the winner. And there you go. And next thing you know, punches is being thrown, Bethlehem's is being pulled out, and they rumbling all over something that they do not own, the players they do not know, but they love them just like family members, man. And it's an insane world, man. And looking back on all the things that I've seen and all the things that I came through, and when I reminisce about these things, talking to y'all now, it's just, at times I must not have realized what type of environment and insanity that I actually was in, because I was actually in it. But man, looking back, man, it was just crazy. And I've seen some things over games, man. I've seen a whole lot of things over games. Whole lot of bloodshed, a whole lot of violence, whole lot of nonsense that could have been avoided. But it goes down in prison because, like I say, these dudes take these things to heart. You got dudes that think Emmitt Smith is their brother. You got dudes who think Jerry Jones is their uncle. You got dudes who think LeBron is God. You got dudes who think that Usain Bolt is the fastest man that ever had legs. And if you talk about him, man, they want to rumble. They want to fight. How dare you? And that's been like that from the beginning. I mean, even when I was in the jail, sports have just been a big part of everything that's going on. It dominates the TV, and God forbid you go try to turn that TV when the game is on. God forbid you go try to turn that TV when the Super Bowl is on, or NBA championship, or I don't care what's coming on. In penitentiary and in the jail, it was always a rule that sports dominates. If you got an award show coming on, if you got a movie that's never been on before, If it's the same time as a playoff game or a Super Bowl or a tennis match, or it's overruled. And you always gonna have somebody on the sideline that's not into sports, and they don't want to watch it, and they can care less. So they pouting and they argue. I mean, they can literally be sitting up there watching the TV and watching one of their favorite programs, and sports coming on, and dudes would literally just go up there and turn the TV and like, man, what you doing? I'm watching it. Okay, man, sports on. You know what I'm saying? What? Man, I'm watching the TV. Okay, yeah, this ain't your TV. Go to your room. I ain't got no TV. That's why I'm out here watching. Okay, then, well, this what goes on out here. Man, you got a TV in your cell, and y'all coming out here trying. And next thing you know, boom, bang, bang, bang. That's it. It's on. You know what I'm saying? Just that simple. Just that simple, man. And I've seen it multiple times, too many times to count. You know, I've seen dudes get the beefing and rumbling over over Texas Walker Ranger. You had a dude, he used to watch Texas Walker Ranger every day, man. And man, dude just got so sick of it, and he came out there, man, and he turned the TV one day, and dude jumped up and said, man, I'm watching that. He said, yeah, man, you watch this every day, man. Don't nobody keep on watching this, man. No police show about no ranger. Man, he said, man, turn the TV back. So he reached to turn the TV back, and bam, dude punched him in his stuff. He tumbled down and get up. He must have been watching a whole lot of Texas Walker Ranger, because he put the floor mop on him. He must have been watching Chuck Norris a lot, because the dude hit him first. He snapped back off of that, man, and he beat the dude, man, till the people came in there and got him up off of him. I'm talking about he did him dirty. He did him real dirty. You know what I'm saying? All over Texas Walker Ranger. Chuck Norris ain't gonna send him no check. Chuck Norris ain't gonna give him no shout out. Chuck Norris, I don't know nothing about him, but he went to jail, and he got an enemy now in penitentiary for the rest of his bit, all over Texas Walker Ranger, man. Yes, and I know it may sound crazy, but this is what happens in prison, man. This is where dudes' minds is at, because we are deprived and without so many things that what we do have, we act like it's ours, or we act like, you know, we have ownership over this stuff, man. It's crazy, you know, and it goes down like that all the time. Not to mention people who is so invested in their favorite players and their favorite teams. Man, we ain't even gonna get into or even talk about the Washington Redskins and the Dallas Cowboys. I've seen so many fights over those games alone. When they come on TV, every time they come on, it's always tension in the park. Because you're going to always have these Cowboy fans that's going to be hooping and hollering and screaming and hollering, bet some money, bet some money. And you're going to have the Redskin fans going to be, man, ain't nobody trying to bet, or da-da-da-da-da. Or this person hurt, or that's hurt. Only reason you want to bet because he hurt. If he won't, I mean, and it goes on and on and on. And I've been caught up in a couple of them myself. Man. And it never really got to that point for me, even though I represented the Skins because they the home team. It always just irked me when it seems like people was just targeting me because they knew that, or they get beside me or get around me and talk so, you know, vile or so vicious about the Redskins, hoping that they could get a reaction from me. And 9 times out of 10, I used to just hold my composure. But every now and then when they went too far, oh yeah, I said something. I most definitely said something and was ready to do something. You know, because I knew where it was coming from. But like I said, most people don't be, you know, that calm about it. Once you start saying it, they take it as a direct indictment on them. Oh man, you shooting shots at me? I mean, I'm just saying, man, the Cowboys this or the Reds, man, and that's it. That's all it takes. Man, you better go ahead, man, ain't nobody trying to, and they rumbling. And it gets to the point where it's gonna be Bethlehem play as well. Because like I say, any fight in prison, no matter what it's about, can ultimately turn into someone losing their life. Can ultimately turn into someone losing the limb, losing the eye, getting a colostomy bag, you know, getting your teeth knocked out. All over something that don't even know that we exist. You know what I'm saying? They don't even know we exist. The Redskins don't know who I am. You know, they don't know that I represent them. They don't know that you know, I go to war if somebody get in my face about it. They don't even know that, and they can care less. But when you in that moment and you in that environment, man, that becomes a priority to you. you. That becomes pride to you. That becomes a source of chaos for you. You know, that's what the environment breeds, man. And like I say, Super Bowl and dudes will bet astronomical amount of money. Dudes will bet everything they own or most of what they own in their sale because they believe this team gonna win. And when that team don't win, they don't want to pay. Or they don't want to pay and just let that be. Even if they pay you, they got a problem because now they looking at you and you bragging and you talking, and then the next thing you know, man, it's something popping off. It's something popping off. And like I said, I've probably seen more fights and violence over Redskins Cowboy games than I done seen over any games. I done seen dudes fighting and beefing because they say Tiger Woods ain't black. Tiger Woods is black. I seen dudes fighting and beefing because they say Serena look better than Venus or Venus look better than Serena. Or the only reason they good just because they black. You see what I'm saying? I seen people fighting because they say Peyton Manning the greatest quarterback of all times and other people say Tom Brady. Man, I've seen a lot of dudes get their mouth busted open over Tom Brady. Tom Brady that caused a whole lot of whippings in prison, man. People love Tom Brady in prison. Yeah, man, they love Tom Brady, man. You got some dudes in prison, man. They will split your head over Tom Brady. You got some dudes in there that split your head over Peyton Manning, the Cowboys, the Redskins, you name it, man. Them Lakers. You got some diehard fans in there, man, and they'll go hard for that stuff. You got dudes in there, man. They make hats, man. They make shirts, and I mean, it's just insanity, man. It's insanity. The fan love in there is crazy, you know, and people get hurt over it, you know, because like I said, anything in prison, no matter what it is, you can attach violence to it. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it is, if it's church, violence is part of it. If it's walking on the violence, it's the environment. It's the environment and the frustration of what someone is going through every day, and there's no outlet, so it has to come out somewhere, you know. So it's always gonna be like that in prison, you know, to the best of my knowledge, because like I say, prison just breeds that type of hatred, man, and it's just not no place to be. And sports is just being such a major part of prison. It automatically gonna come out, you know. Over the years, I've got to beefing with plenty dudes over, you know, some sports issues. And it may not specifically be because they disrespecting the team or whatever, or I like this team or whatever it may be. It just may be because, like I say, dudes would get so personal with it. They would start saying things that they know is your opinion is the opposite. So if you're sitting here and you loving the New York Knicks and Patrick Ewing, you know, and you keep on like, oh, every time Patrick make a shot or something, then they'll start talking about how much of a B Patrick is, how much of a sucker everybody is who like Patrick. So it becomes personal, you know, and then you like looking at this dude like, you talking about me, you know, and you just don't want to tell me, you know, so it becomes like that. I remember I had a beef with my own homeboy over that exact same issue because I was a Patrick Ewing friend because he came from Georgetown. So I rep Patrick Ewing. I always been like that. Even though I represent the teams from my city, I still always like individual players. So if that player played for this team or whatever, I would support them because I like that player. And Patrick was one of my favorite players. And I can remember my own homeboy, he was getting so mad, man, because the Knicks was beating his team that he started talking. Every time I said something about Patrick, he said something, you know, negative. Every time Patrick scored and I cheered, he, you know, started saying crazy stuff. You know, like all these old dudes cheering for Patrick, man, they riding his D and up, man. Nah, bro, you out of bounds, you know. So I remember I had to say something to him. I had to look at him, man, check yourself, man. Watch your mouth. You reckless with your mouth. Man, I ain't trying to hear that. I said something wrong. Straighten it. Okay, well, let's get to straightening. You know what I'm saying? So things like that happen all the time. All the time doing sports. All the time. I mean, Super Bowls, man, I done seen riots break out almost over Super Bowls. You know, because their team lost and they done bet so much. They done bet half of what they own and they sell on a game. on a game that they can't control, on a game that has, nothing to do with them. Nobody on the teams knows you. But this is how it happens. This is how it go down in prison, man. And I remember I bet a game, dude. I used to love the Packers, man. And I rode with the Packers. I ain't gonna say I love the Packers. I love Brett Favre, man. Brett Favre is my all-time favorite football player. All-time favorite. Anybody that was in prison with me will tell you, yeah, I rep the Redskins, but when Favre was playing, man, I loved the Packers because I love Favre. I just thought that his lust for the game and the way he played the game like a kid and, so carefree, and I liked the Favre. I felt like he was the best quarterback, with the biggest heart and the toughest guy out there. So I used to rep Favre, man, and I remember when they played, I don't know who they played in the Super Bowl, but I remember I bet this other dude, man, on the Super Bowl, man, and we bet big money in prison. I'm talking like, hundreds of dollars, cash money and cigarettes and all this and all that. And, man, Favre pulled that game out and won that Super Bowl, man, and this dude was blood mad, man. He wanted to, he didn't want to pay. That was the main thing, and that was a no-no. You gonna pay me. But he felt like I didn't have the money. So he turned it into really what he was just agitated because he lost. So he was like, man, show me the money, man. You ain't never showed me the money. This the money I got to pay you, but show me the money you would have paid me if you would have lost. And I'm like, why do I got to show it to you? I didn't lose. He said, but I just need to know for myself that you had it, man. I just need to see it. And I'm like, man, I ain't got to show you nothing. You lost, man. Pay me my money. I ain't going through all of that. Nah, man, you got to show. And it was a big thing, man, where it almost became to where somebody was going up out there, and it won't going to be me. I can guarantee you that it won't going to be me. But it was all because he was just hurt because he lost. You see what I'm saying? Everybody in prison want to win. Everybody loves a winner. But when you lose by yourself. And a lot of dudes can't take losing. I used to be on that end too. I couldn't take losing. I'd have been in poker games and lost, and been in crap games and lost, and felt like that I was cheated just because I lost. And now I don't want to pay you. And whatever comes with it, let's get it. Because I ain't giving you nothing. You know what I'm saying? But it's prison, man. It's the environment. It breeds this type of stuff, man. They put us all in this one space with, limited resources and limited entertainment. And whatever we have, man, we become overly obsessed with it. And we become overly aggressive with it. And it turns into something that's bigger than us, because it's our lives on the line. It's us getting hurt. It's us going to the hospital. It's us losing eyes, losing teeth, and they just sitting back and watching the show. We become a show within the show. But, this is prison, man. And I've seen it over the years. So many dudes get hurt, man. They could have been avoided over little petty stuff. How many dudes I know got hurt over Emmitt Smith? The Emmitt Smith would never know. How many dudes I know got hurt over, the Redskins, and the Redskins would never know. It's endless. It's endless, man, and it's senseless, but it's a part of prison. It's a big part of prison. Sports is big business, big violence in prison. That's just a reality. From gambling to betting to representing to loving your team to loving your city to representing your city, representing your team. That's it. I've seen dudes, man, I seen dudes go to dudes' cells and tell them, man, if you come out this cell one more time talking about the Cowboys, man, I'm going to knock your teeth out. You know what I'm saying? Straight like that. Straight like that. Oh, man, and then when the Cowboys win, Cowboys, I'm going to tell you, I'm a certified Cowboy hater. Ain't no shame in my game. I'm a certified Cowboy hater, but with good reason. Because I'm saying in my experience, I can only speak for me, but in my experience, man, them Cowboy fans, man, they like the most delusional, craziest, obsessed fans in the world, man. They can be losing and losing and always losing and losing and losing and always lose, but they got the biggest mouth. They got the biggest mouth, and if they win, you gonna hear them all day and all night. But when they lose, they so sad, then they want to fight, then they got an attitude, then they, but at the same time, when they winning, man, you can't get them to shut up. So I used to love to see them lose. Love to see them lose. And I done had altercations over many Cowboy fans, and many of them done tell you they done met this right hand. mop. Yeah, all over games, man. All over games. But in prison, it's not a game because your life is always on the line. Always on the line. You could beat a dude up physically today with your hands, and tomorrow he could put that Bethlehem in you and in your life. And in your life. Just like that. So it's crazy, man. But them sports, man, they dominate prison. The gambling dominates prison, you know, and it ain't gonna never change. I don't think it's gonna never change because, like I say, when you put people in that type of environment and they have to live that type of lifestyle, then they're gonna find their own entertainment. They're gonna find their own way, and they're gonna find their own resources. And sports is one of the greatest resources in prison because you know it's gonna always go on, and it's just like it's big business out here, it's big business in there because dudes are gonna gamble on. They're gonna gamble on anything that they have just to have that entertainment. Everybody, white dudes, Asian dudes, black dudes, everybody. I've been on compounds where the officers gamble on the sports. The officers play the parlay ticket and want their money. And when they win, they're going to siphon them cigarettes out there. Back in the day on Mecklenburg, you had a whole lot of Derek S. You know, you had a whole lot of officers used to play the parlay. And they might win, and them cigarettes cost money on the street. But in prison, they can play the parlay and might win 40 cartons of cigarettes. Do you know how much money that'll save them out there on the street? Man, they gonna sneak them cigarettes out there daily. Every day they come to work, they gonna take a couple of cartons up out of there, man. But they know they ain't got to go to that grocery store no more and put that money there to buy them cigarettes. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, gambling has been a big part of prison, man, since day one that I went in. And especially, you know, with them sports, man. Them sports is dangerous. They dangerous. Representing the team in prison is dangerous. Talking about your favorite player is dangerous. Because somebody going to have the opposite opinion. And then you don't know how loud they're going to voice their opinion. Or you don't know how they're going to come at you with their opinion. So it's always going to be, you know, a dangerous situation, man, when you like them sports. And you got dudes in there that hate sports, period. So you have to deal with them as well. Because every time you come out there and try to change the pod TV and put it on sports, then they got an attitude. And they got an attitude, and some of them it builds up, and they just take it and take it and take it till they can't take it no more. And then I done seen dudes come out there and they done went in they cell and they done put 4 or 5 locks in the sock and came out there and just busted pod TV. Bang! Bang! You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of this goddamn on football. And dudes would jump up and tear him out the frame. And tear him out the frame because now they can't watch TV. You know what I'm saying? So it be like that. But dudes would do that because they just so sick of it. They sick of it and they know what comes with it, and it just messes them up, man, when they dealing with all of this stuff with these sports in prison. Sports in prison is dangerous. Yeah, it's very dangerous. It's like everything in prison is just dangerous. And sports is just at the top of the list because it's something that's going to occur all year round, all the time, and you're not going to be able to avoid it. And the only way you can avoid it is just don't speak on sports at all. At all. But people are even going to ask you your opinion. They're going to try to draw you into it. Even if you don't, man, didn't he foul him? Or, man, hey, do you think that was a touchdown? Or, and the only thing you can do is throw your hands up. Then if you throw your hands up, then somebody might say, oh, you don't know what you're talking about anyway. So it's prison, man. It's prison. It's prison, you know. And like I say, the balance that I've seen in sports, man, or over sports in prison is astronomical, and it's unbelievable. And yeah, I just was thinking about it, man. I just wanted to run it by y'all today, drop it on y'all. If you want to know any specifics, any certain incidents that y'all want me to talk about what I have seen over sports, because there's been a lot, just ask me and it'll jar my memory. But this was another little quick one that I wanted to drop on y'all. I'm just trying to keep this content coming to y'all as it comes to me in my mind. I got a lot of other things that I'm trying to multitask right now. But I'm going to keep the comment coming because we on the road to 100K, baby. Let's get there. Let's get there. TVP, man, I love y'all, man. Salute out there. Y'all be safe, be smart, make good decisions. Don't argue over sports, not even out here on the streets, because you don't own a team. You don't know these people, and even if you got somebody in your family that's on the team, man, just keep it friendly, man. It's just a game, and you know, everybody got to win and somebody got to lose. That's just the way it is, man. So salute out there. Y'all be safe, be smart, make good decisions out there. TBP, we on the road to 100K. Help me, help you. Let's get it. Duck, boom, 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 boom. Duck them hooks, man. They out there. They out there. I ducks them, I slips them. You understand me? Hey. Y'all duck them hooks, man.
The Banky special.
Yeah.
Pure deliciousness.
Pure deliciousness, man.
My name is Banky, man. Everybody calls me Banky. That's the name that I got from my grandmother when I was young. I'm coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, you know, and I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts.